Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing my preeclampsia story, but before I get into that I want to apologize for the lighting. It's a flashlight. That's what I'm working with because it's 4 o'clock in the morning. Secondly, I want to apologize for the fact that I have not put out a video in so long. It's a number of things. My 7-month-old that I have to take care of, I'm pregnant, and my house that I have to keep clean, plus my fiance works night shift, and it's just hard to do videos and spend time with him. So let's get into the video and I will be explaining my story. Also, one more thing, my son is actually asleep up there, and if he wakes up the video will have to be cut short, so I'll do a part 2 if that does happen, and if the video goes on too long I'll do a part 2 as well. Okay, so this video is purely to give those who have had preeclampsia in the past with another pregnancy the hope that with their second they may not have it. So my preeclampsia story takes place when I was 16 years old. I got pregnant at 16, and I was in high school when I was working, so those may have been a factor, but I don't know. But anyways, I found out that I was pregnant at around 20 weeks. So my mom actually took me to the doctor, and I had a UTI, and she told them to test my urine, and they did, and I was pregnant. So after I found out that I was pregnant, I went to the health department to get a confirmation of pregnancy so that I could go see an OBGYN, and they gave me options, and my only option in my mind was to keep her because she was my baby. So at the first OBGYN appointment, my blood pressure was high. And the doctor didn't really think anything of it, I think just because that it was my first appointment. Maybe I was nervous or something. So as time progressed and I kept going back, my blood pressure was always high, and he never said anything. So one day I was having pain, so I went to the emergency room, and that is where I first initially got diagnosed with preeclampsia. So whenever I got diagnosed at the hospital, they gave me a prescription for blood pressure pills. I was on those for a while, and they weren't helping. So whenever I went back to the doctor, I got put on more blood pressure medicine. So I was taking 3 Labetalol and 2 hydralazine, I believe is what the names of those are. This has been a lot of years ago, so I might be wrong. But all of those blood pressure pills together were not helping. And so one day I had an ultrasound, and I went to the ultrasound, and they found ascites, and that's when I was diagnosed with ascites. So as you can tell, it was like one thing after another. Every time I went back, it got worse and worse and worse. So at this point in the pregnancy, not only did I have preeclampsia, I also had ascites. I also was anemic, and I had congestive heart failure, which is something that I did not know that I had at the time. I was told that when I delivered. But everything was going south. I was in really bad condition, and my kidneys started to not work so well. I had high levels of protein in my urine and very, very high blood pressure, and I was on bed rest, strict bed rest, to and from the bathroom only. And for some reason my doctor never kept me in the hospital. He just kept sending me home, because at this time I was taking non-stress test twice a week, and I had an ultrasound every week, and I was going to the doctor every week. So the doctor never kept me. He kept telling me that he was going to send me to the city and that I was going to stay there, but he never did. He would say in 2 weeks, and then 2 weeks would come and he wouldn't send me off. So after so long of this, I was getting tired of it, because I was drinking fluid and I was not going pee. And so I knew something was wrong. I knew I was in pain. I couldn't eat. I couldn't drink because everything hurt too bad because of the ascites. So I went to the hospital and I was there for like less than 5 minutes, and the doctor came in and told me that they were going to have to take the baby within the hour. It was a pretty serious matter because the baby had to be taken within the hour, and they were rushing, and I had to have an emergency C-section. There was no talk even briefly about being induced or anything like that. They told me that I had to have an emergency C-section. So they took me back for surgery, and nobody was allowed back with me because the room was wall to wall with doctors and nurses and the anesthesiologist. So she came out and she was fine. She was only 3 pounds and 11 ounces. She was very small, but she had no issues with breathing or anything. She just had to learn to suck and swallow so she could eat and regulate her temperature, and that was all that was wrong with her. I didn't need a blood transfusion, I don't think, or any. I can't really remember anything about the surgery itself. All I remember is looking at her and waking up in ICU. So that is my preeclampsia story. And in my second pregnancy, I just want to say that I had a good pregnancy. The only thing that happened was a pulmonary embolism, and it was small, which is a blood clot in your lung. And with this pregnancy, my third, everything is going wonderfully. I'm already on shots to keep a pulmonary embolism or deep vein thrombosis, a clot, from happening. So everything is going well, and I just want to let other women know that it may not happen again, preeclampsia, if they've had it before, and it's scary and dangerous, but you know, it may not occur again. There's many things that may cause it, and some of the things that I've been told is that it may have been the father, because my babies are from my daughter is from a different man than my son and this baby. So my son and this baby are from the same dad, but the first baby was from a different dad. And I've been told that it might be in my blood because I have factor V, which is a clotting disorder, which may have caused the preeclampsia, but nobody is really sure. Nobody's really too certain. But I hope that this helps somebody, and I hope that you have hope to try again, and you never know until you find out if it's going to reoccur. And thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. I wanted to say a couple of things, or clear a couple of things up before I left, and the two things is that if you think that you might have preeclampsia in your pregnancy, you definitely need to talk to your doctor. And some of the signs that you can look out, that you need to look out for, be aware of, are high blood pressure, swelling, and protein in your urine. I also wanted to explain what ascites was, so nobody's confused. Ascites is toxic fluid in your abdomen, and I believe that it happens because your kidneys are not filtering anymore, and it's all staying in your abdomen. But I just wanted to address that before I left, because I realized that some people may not understand like what that is. So thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.